Hello, good evening to you. Welcome to Business. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Riafe. Now, Ghana Gas says the tie-in of its gas pipelines from the western part of the country to link up with the Volta River Authority's plant for power generation is over 90% complete. The move has enabled Ghana Gas to supply about 110 million standard cubic feet of gas daily to the Volta River Authority to generate 600 megawatts of electricity for Ghana. Head of Communications of the Ghana Gas, Ernest Usubempa, revealed this at a press briefing in Takoradi after he took some journalists to observe the progress of work at the regulating and metering station of Ghana Gas at Aboase. GRA authorities at the Ghana Revenue Authority in the Western region have urged all
12-day major work shutdown that was planned by Ghana Gas is almost completed. 98% or 95% of the job is completed. And at the moment, Ghana Gas is doing about 110 million cubic feet of gas from here to the Aboase enclave, which is going to give us electricity of about 600 megawatts. And as you can see on this side, this is the transmitter that is also going to do the tie-in that is going to transfer gas from here to West African Gas Pipeline to the Eastern Enclave. So as I'm talking to you, everything is totally completed, and we are pushing gas of about 110 million cubic feet of gas, which is going to generate electricity of about 600 megawatts. So totally, what we are saying is that the major engineering work or shutdown that was done, the plan maintenance work that was done to make sure that we can do the reverse flow is completed ahead of time, which is the 12 days. Today is about the 9th day, and we have about 2 days, but we've completed all the necessary work that is supposed to be done.
So in the Western region, authorities at the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, in the Western region have urged all income earners in the region to be truthful to themselves and visit the GRA's offices to file their tax returns for 2018 before the end of April 2019. The GRA says this would prevent payment of interest and penalties. The caution was given during the launch of the 2019 Tax and Good Governance Week program in Takoradi on the theme, File Your Tax Returns, Pay Your Taxes, Move Ghana Beyond Aid. Natalia Kwanza has the rest of the story.
The Western Regional Minister, Dr. Kobina Ochredakon Mensah, has advised individuals and institutions in the region to file their tax returns on time to attract the needed development in the country. He noted that revenue mobilization in the country has not kept pace with the ever-growing demands of citizens for developmental projects and better services. This, he said, is always creating deficits that must be met through borrowing or through support from donor partners.
This is also exemplified by moving the focus of the economy from taxation to production and profit making. Mr. Chairman, all over the world, taxation is a tool which countries rely on to mobilize revenue to develop their economies. To enable government meet the legitimate demands of its people, it is important and imperative for us to contribute and raise enough revenues domestically so that we avoid the stringent conditions attached to loans and grants from our development partners. It is important to note that over the years, revenue mobilization in this country has not kept pace with the ever-growing demands of the citizens for development projects and better services from government, always creating a deficit that must be met through borrowing or through support from our donor partners.
Sector Commander for Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority in the Western region, Francis Palongo, explained that the Income Tax Act 2015 Act 896 mandates all income tax earning persons to file their returns for the previous year by April 30th.
The Income Tax Act 2015 Act 896 mandates all income earning persons to file their annual returns for the previous year by the 30th of April in the current year. This is because the essence of the week is to draw the attention of the public to let them focus on the importance of filing returns, the payment of taxes, and the benefits they stand to gain from the filing of annual returns. I wish to remind the public that persons who file their tax returns stand to gain the following benefits.
The legal department has been directed to prosecute all tax offenders in accordance with the determination to let the public know that it is not business as usual at the GRA. In Athalia Kwansa, Joy Business.
And here in Accra, a network of entrepreneurs and private sector players is supporting government's efforts at improving economic growth. Known as the Seed Transformation Network, the Silicon Valley Modeled Group aims at helping small and medium enterprises to reduce poverty levels in the country.
The group comprises about 106 entrepreneurs and senior staff of multinational institutions making an impact in the Ghanaian economy. The network is designed to empower companies in Ghana through workshops and other networking activities that will expose the SMEs to the international market. Chief Executive of Accents and Arts Limited, who is also the president of the network, Constance Swaneker, explains the reason for choosing the Silicon Valley model.
It will be interesting for you to know that most enterprises or big enterprises actually birthed from Silicon Valley, the Googles, the Facebooks, you name it. So they're looking at the Silicon Valley model and looking at how, using that mindset in Silicon Valley, how do they translate that to business leaders in companies that are in developing economies? Because they realize from statistics that they have, this is a research university, that companies in transforming economies are unable to grow from that SME level. But if we're talking about reducing poverty, creating jobs, more jobs in countries that we have huge population explosions, then there's the need to focus on businesses to help them grow to the level at which we're able to reduce poverty levels, hire more people.
The model also hopes to influence policies that will be beneficial to the growth of the private sector and the economy as a whole. Education entrepreneur Sami Ajapon is a senior member of the STN.
The seed was started by Stanford University with the aim of alleviating poverty. And the way to alleviate poverty was to take companies that were already established and to grow them, exponentially grow them. And therefore, by growing them, they'll be able to employ more people and thereby alleviating poverty that way.
Meanwhile, the network is expected to host its first major dialogue with the government on some developments in the economy soon.
So in the news, MTN Ghana is expressing worry over the high levels of optical fiber cuts, which the company says impedes quality service delivery. Is therefore called for serious concerted efforts to end the menace. This in our local highlights.
Mr. Kofi, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, has warned of the prosecution of tax defaulters. In line with this, the legal department of the authority had been directed to compile reports on all such offenders. He added that those who had also failed to file their annual tax returns would not be spared. The Takoradi Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority fell short in some 28.23% of revenue mobilized in 2018, a situation which has been attributed to high level of exemptions granted to about 57% of their total cost insurance freight imports in 2018. MTN Ghana, expressing worry over the high levels of optical fiber cuts, more than 100 a month, which impede quality service delivery, called for serious concerted efforts to end the menace. The telecom giant identified fiber cuts as a major threat to its efforts to deliver top quality service to customers.
That's business on the first segment. I have more business news updates coming up in the second segment.